What's up, gang? You're listening to the Lee and Hayley Overtime Podcast. You've literally just begun listening, and we've just begun talking. And we're both so excited that you're here. I'm Hayley Harmon. That's Lee Cruz. If you're watching the video version on the Kentucky Sports Radio YouTube channel, welcome aboard. Hello. If you're just listening, hello. Hello, Lee.
Today's broadcast, or I should say podcast, brought to you by Shun Lee Chinese Cuisine, which is open in Lexington, Kentucky. It is fantastic. All of the Lee and Hayley staff love it. You can make reservations, 859-309-0305. They have all of your favorite traditional Chinese dishes, and we love each and every one of them.
So good. Their wonton soup was the best wonton soup I've ever had. It was so delicious.
You have
I wish they gave free refills, but they didn't. They didn't do it. Anua, I'm going to call him our sound engineer. Nua, our sound engineer, just looked over here with a question on his face. Everything all right?
Can you turn around that microphone?
Oh, our prop microphone in the back?
Yeah.
It was bothering
It's killing
you.
me. Yeah.
How about that?
I didn't place it there. No.
I bet Lee and his buttered hands put it there. And
I haven't touched that thing.
That's what she said. Okay, so anyway, we do appreciate our sponsors at Shun Lee. Go visit them for a delicious upscale Chinese lunch or dinner. Located in at the corner of Main and Woodland.
111 Woodland Avenue.
Located in the bottom floor of the Woodlands.
Yes.
A great patio, which patio weather will soon be upon us. You know, we've had little spurts of it here and there, a couple of nice days, a couple of bad weather days this week, but hoping it'll be smooth sailing soon and warm. Love a good patio meal.
You can do lunch there. I think the lunch ends at 2:30, then they reopen at 4.
Oh, nice.
Whether it's lunch or dinner.
And then for that hour and a half they're closed, you can linger outside.
Now, what they didn't have on the menu, but they said they can do it if you ask, is the moo goo gai pan.
You love a moo goo gai pan.
I do. I've talked to people there, and I said, where's my moo goo gai pan? And they said, we can make it.
And what is moo goo gai pan? I think I've tasted it once. My friend ordered it.
It has chicken in it. It's very light, but it's a heavy veggie deal.
Is it in a shell of some sort?
It has, what are the little things that you often find in Chinese?
Those shoot things?
Shoots.
Bean shoots?
Bean shoots.
Or some kind of shoot?
It's a shoot. Mm-hmm. And, what are the little water potatoes?
Watercress?
Watercress.
Oh, so good.
It has that in there.
Those are so good. When I was a kid, I was like, what is this? A crunchy potato? Yes. I don't know what this is.
No, it's better.
Is watercress correct?
I think it is.
Water chestnuts.
Water chestnuts. Those
what
two.
What an idiot we are.
Wow.
Idiots we are. Yep. See, proved that. Water chestnuts. That's what watercress is.
That is a hallmark of a company.
How do you spell moo goo?
Moo goo gai pan.
I'm going to have to Google that later. Okay. Anyway, okay, so you love it enough to ask for it on the menu, but you're not entirely sure what it is. It's chicken-based. With bean shoots.
I guess you could put
and
beef
water
in
chestnuts.
there. I don't know, but every time I had it, it was chicken.
Mm-hmm. I have to really pull myself back from the rice scenario at a Chinese restaurant because I can eat an ungodly amount of rice if there's soy sauce in the room. And, oh my gosh, fried rice, Lord above, thank you for this blessing.
You know, there was one year
I can't stop eating it.
The sumo coach came and asked questions.
He did.
She ready to go?
Yeah, he was
I see the rice she's eating.
Yeah, he was like, she committed anywhere? And I was like, committed to this meal.
What's her NIL deal?
Yeah, what's her NIL deal?
Anyway, go by see our friends at Shun Lee.
Oh, okay. You want to wrap that up?
Yep.
Okay. So whipped cream vodka.
What about it?
You're on my last nerve today, and I think that's why. You've just been, you like to needle at me specifically, and I like
you deserve it.
Yeah.
Do you not?
No, I most certainly do not.
Really?
Yes.
Can we be honest? I've had enough whipped cream vodka to talk frankly. Do you not deserve it?
No.
Come on.
Today on the show, Lee and I...
Avoid it.
You just want people to think you drink whipped cream vodka, that's your drink of choice?
No, I want to get to the place where you go, yeah, right. Yeah, sometimes I do. Just say that. Be a decent person.
I had to get
once in your
curt with you today at lunch in front of the staff because, and I still don't know if you're lying or not. And this is the thing, Lee is that annoying, I can't believe you're the oldest child in your family because you are such a little pest sometimes. I have a 9-week-old puppy and I brought him to work today because he had to go to the vet this morning.
His name is Charles.
Charlie. Charles, yes. Charlie for short, or Chaz, or Chuckles, or Chuck, just
The
depending on what
round
nickname.
mound of rebound.
Little Charles. Anyway, so we get Joella's hot chicken for lunch because it's right by our office. And we go pick it up. We bring it back. Well, I have a 9-week-old puppy. He's not allowed to have people food yet because he got one taste of a treat that he was unaccustomed to the other day. Diarrhea everywhere. And I don't want to clean that up. Lee loves to feed my other dog food. And so I see Charlie, bring Charlie in, and I see you call him over, and I see chicken in your hand. And I say, do not give him any food. And then I look away like a complete idiot. Then I said, you didn't give me any food, did you? You're like, no. Then he calls him over again. And I was like, excuse me. And then Lee gets under the table. And I'm like, what is going on? And so then I start questioning Lee. Like, I'm the one that's going to have to clean up his poo-poo if you've given him food.
You're the one who asked for the responsibility of adoption.
Yes, Lee, and I'm a good dog owner. I don't give my dog things that are going to upset his precious little newly formed tummy. But because you're not a dog owner, you wouldn't understand that. And so you didn't understand why I'd be upset. So I told Lee, and he will not give me a straight answer over whether or not he gave my dog hot chicken.
Was there one shooter or somebody on the grassy knoll? We'll never know the answer to that. Did Charlie
If hot chicken shoots out of his back end later.
Did Charlie and I have a moment with a tiny piece of chicken? Or did
Nua was there, though. Nua, I had to raise my voice at Lee, didn't I? And I still didn't get an answer.
Or did we?
It was frightening.
It was, yeah. I was
That's
like,
frightening
Lee?
for you. He's a newbie.
So Nua
I've been
said,
a veteran of this war for, 10 years now. I'm Lieutenant Dan. Thank you very much.
Nua said, Hayley, save it for the podcast. So, Lee, I will ask you here and know that the Lord is watching. And by that, I mean your father, a pastor, loves this podcast. Did you or did you not give my puppy hot chicken today? Simple question. Simple, straightforward, truthful answer is what we're looking for. When I asked you explicitly,
I can't recall.
do not, that's not an answer.
I cannot recall.
You have no memory of 20 minutes ago at the lunch table with our
I cannot
team.
recall if Charlie came over and tapped me with his tiny little fat paw on my shin and said, "Excuse me,
You can't remember any of this?
do you have any chicken? Because I smell it up there." And
What else do you not
Would I
remember?
give him a piece of white-breasted chicken that would be so tiny? Because he has these little needle teeth that he can't really tear into it. So if I were to give him that chicken, it would have been broken up into very easy swallowable bites.
The swallowing isn't what I'm concerned
The same
about.
would be true if I were to do it for the piece of bread that I may have given him. But I did not do any of that.
Okay. You know what? Do you also remember me saying, do not give him any food?
Okay, here's my question. to
No,
you.
you don't get it. There's no questions
Who
from you.
loves Charlie more, me or you?
I paid a lot of money for this dog,
What's that
and
got
I've
to
had
do
him
with
for
it?
weeks already, and I'm all right.
Lottie.
I love him so much.
You know what? My parents paid a lot of money for me, but there were other people who loved me more. I'll tell you that.
Okay. So yes or no? Did you get the dog food?
Do I love Charlie more than you?
No, you do not.
Yes, I do.
Then why do you want to upset his stomach?
I don't
you
want to
loved
upset
him-
his stomach. Do you think you have more knowledge of a dog's dietary system than I do?
Yes. Yes, Lee.
And that
how many
there
here's
is
my here's my
an
next
impasse.
question. How many dogs do you have?
I've had many.
No, how many do you have?
They all died of digestive issues. And you know that's a sore spot. How dare you bring that up?
You would be
Every time I'd get a dog,
you would be that person
I
that
would
would
find
be
him
at the vet's office
killed
with your
over.
obese dog, and the vet says, and you'd be the one saying, I have no idea why he's so fat. And they'd say, do you feed him from the table? Well, he's got such sad eyes, and I just know he'd love one little bite of chicken 500 times a day.
I'll do one better than that. I go to the doctor and say, I don't know why I'm so fat.
And they'll say, do you feed yourself from the table? I've got the saddest eyes.
People always give me food every time I walk and approach a table. Okay. They call me over a lot of times. They'll say, hey, Lee, We watch you every day on the TV show.
Do you love the Lord?
You and Hayley.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
And I'll say, are you going to eat that chicken? And they'll go, give him a bite.
Give him a
chicken.
bite.
And inevitably, some lady will go, his belly's tender.
No.
He's already swollen.
Oh, he's walking around sniffing. Somebody run him out. Yeah. I'm going to ask you a series of yes or no questions.
Yes.
Do you love the Lord?
No, with all my being.
Do you love your country?
Sure.
Do you love Bridget?
Yes.
Do you like green beans?
I like green beans. Yes.
Did you watch Legally Blonde?
No.
Do you like bourbon?
Yes.
Do you like the color blue?
Yeah.
Did you give my dog chicken?
You know, I can't recall.
Still, you see how easy it was to do yes or no, so just answer.
But you're asking me about a specific moment in time, and I don't know if that happened or not.
Okay, looks
I
like...
don't recall.
Okay. I can't work with someone who can't remember things from 20 minutes ago. So I will accept your letter of resignation from this podcast and the TV show.
Okay.
Why do you want to torture me? Lee, I'm genuinely worried.
You don't care about this dog.
Excuse me?
You don't care about this dog. Hey, let's just be honest. All you care about is a gotcha moment. There is nothing you crave more than a gotcha moment. I have known you for a decade, and anytime we have any, say, transgression or interference in our life, you want to know, what are we going to do about it? I need to know that you're going to talk to that person or they need to answer for this. That's all you crave that.
For people to own up to things they did? Yeah. Uh-huh. If they've wronged you?
So that... No one was wrong.
So you didn't?
No, I'm not saying either or.
Why can't you just give me the satisfaction and say no?
But what I'm telling you is that dog, if he had the tiniest piece of chicken, was not wronged. Matter of fact, he was hungry as he came to me on two paws.
What?
He only had two paws.
Was he standing up?
He was standing up.
Were they the front paws? Was he in a handstand?
And he said... May I have some more, sir?
Please, sir.
Please, sir.
Okay. No, my issue is, as my friend, and I ask you directly not to do something, and you do it anyway, that will make me very upset. And then secondly, because a living being's health is on the line, and you think you getting to feed this animal is more important than its actual health, and care being provided by the owner. The fact that you think none of that matters, only what I want to do matters, is a symbol of a horrible person. That's all I'm saying.
No, see, a symbol of a horrible person is an overprotective helicopter mother who would lather this dog up in sunscreen probably before it went outside instead of letting it just be a dog. What do you think that guy, he's a Corgi, right?
Yes.
He's a Corgi.
Yes.
What's he doing in the wild?
He's not in the wild.
Oh, yeah, I know he's not.
He's in my living room.
But he was built for it. He was built. You know what we did when Charlie and I went outside? I had to pull him out of a drain pipe.
Why did you let him get into a drain pipe?
He wanted to investigate it. That's his nature. He's like, I bet there's a tasty squirrel in there, or maybe some Shun Lee Mugu Gai Pan.
Oh, sure.
So he stuck his head in there. I had to grab his butt and pull him out. Get out of that hole, Gump, I said.
So
and then
I'll never get an
there,
answer.
I'll tell you, here's a conundrum.
This has nothing to do with what I'm asking.
Everything out there he put in his mouth.
That's fine.
He's putting sticks. He's putting cat feces. He's doing a lot of weird stuff out there. He
wasn't putting cat feces. Lee's talking about the absolute dump where we have to shoot our show.
But there's
the outside area is it needs some work.
Homeless shelter for cats.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I if he has any gastrointestinal issues, it's not from me. I'll tell you that. First of all, I didn't give him anything.
I don't want to hear you speak anymore. Okay, because you won't just give me a straight answer. And so I'm already irritated. So now I'm more irritated because you would rather see me upset and my dog's stomach upset than just not do the thing that I asked you not to do, or just tell me the truth.
I don't want your dog's stomach to be upset.
So did you give it human food?
I don't want your dog's stomach
answer the question. I'm ready to move on. Answer the question.
The question is answered. I don't want your dog's stomach to be upset.
So you did
I would
not.
never do anything to jeopardize your dog's health.
So no, you didn't give it any food.
Like I said, I would never do anything.
Lee, stop! Oh my gosh, what you're real?
Where does this take us? we're at an impasse.
Whenever you're ready to bring up a new topic, because I will no longer provide topics. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Show your talent.
Show my talent.
Yeah.
You know, I saw this fantastic TikTok last night.
What was it?
This guy, he was an electrician. He goes to this lady's house, and he goes, "So, who did your all's electricity?" And she goes, "My son." And what you see is this wire going into this plug.
Oh, dear.
But instead of going behind the plug like a wire would, he took the 2 leads of the wire and stuck it into each like prong of the plug like you would an outlet.
Oh.
And he says to the lady, "So when did your son's house burn down?" And she goes, "Oh, last year." "How'd you know my son's house burned down?"
Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's terrible. Certain things should not be a hobby. Okay, you need to be trained in it.
That's
before you
something
do it.
I never mess with is wiring. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even attempt it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even know if the breaker box is turned off before I get bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how to turn fuses or replace fuses and flip switches, but I don't
like
know
if
that,
you got to flip the breaker.
that would freak me out.
Yeah.
I do like it when somebody scares somebody when they're working around an outlet.
Oh, and they'll make them think that, oh.
Yeah, or they think they've gotten shocked.
Yeah,
I've always enjoyed that.
Yeah, electricity can be very strong. I don't know if y'all know this, so be careful, okay?
Have you ever been shocked?
No. And I think my little brother is a lineman with the electric company.
Oh, that's
and
dangerous.
Yeah, it is super dangerous. So thank a lineman near you today because they work hard and literally put their lives on the line. And but yeah, the amount of training and precautions and safety mechanisms in place for these guys, because that's it. You're done,
Yeah.
A lot of electricity going through those poles.
I knew a guy when I was a kid. He got severely injured doing that.
Ooh.
I think he lost a leg
Oh my gosh.
or an arm. It was an arm.
Well, that's significantly different. So,
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's all painful.
well, yeah, but I mean, like, which way, if you had to lose a leg or an arm?
I don't know. That's a great question.
If I had to lose a limb, it would be my left arm because it's basically worthless to me anyway. Like-
you think that until it's gone.
Can I chime in?
Yes, please.
I think the leg would be better to lose because you can get a prosthetic leg. That's still functional. I don't know if you can
As
get an
we're
arm.
gripping and all this stuff.
Yeah, and you know, they make prosthetic limbs, like a prosthetic hand or something like that. But yeah, maybe it's not as. How are you going to attach it to your shoulder? Let's say you lose the whole arm at the shoulder.
Yeah, well, they've got a
Right in, if you work in prosthetics.
rehabilitation people. Yeah, they teach them how to do it.
Rehabilitation people,
The rehab people. Yes.
physical therapists and things.
Okay, sure.
If you just say my rehab person, they're going to be like, I'm glad you're getting help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Did you watch the Iowa LSU game the other night?
I did not.
Oh my gosh. Well, you were the only one. You were the only one. I watched it from start to finish. I cannot remember the last time I have watched an entire women's basketball game with full attention.
And apparently the game after was good too, I was told.
The UConn USC game, really, really good. And yeah, the viewership of the LSU, obviously Caitlin Clark, the draw for Iowa, Angel Reese, the draw for LSU, Iowa coming away with the win.
Now, were those the two that were doing the face thing to each other last year?
Yes. Caitlin did that, and then Angel of LSU did it back to her. And there was a ton of backlash after that. People were saying it was rude and hateful, even though that kind of stuff happens in men's games all the time. Right. People were like, oh, no. But then Caitlin came out and was like, no, Angel's a competitor. I'm a competitor. I've done it to her. She did it to me. You know.
Why is that, you think? Is it because we expect more of women? I mean, women are on the plane of humanity. Women are the better of the species. Mm-hmm. So there's a expectation for them to be.
They don't fly off the handle as much as men.
Right. They're not roided up.
I mean, this is obviously full-blown stereotypes, but.
And I don't mean exogenesis is what's the term I'm looking for. I mean just natural hormonal imbalance for men is young guys like that one over there.
Like, it is shocking when you see a fight break out in any women's sport. It's not that shocking when you see a fight break out in men's sports, especially if Draymond Green is there on the court or as a spectator. Golly, that sweet man needs to get it together.
I think we know women can be catty and they can be.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying women are, but yeah, it's more shocking, I guess, because it doesn't happen as often.
Yeah.
And so it is. And so that really rubbed people the wrong way, but it's like, get over it, guys. They're competitors.
Maybe
Let them
that's
live.
just it.
Let them
Maybe
play.
they're just very competitive and they're in a space where they're going to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it was a thrilling game and it was wonderful. All the chatter online was like, I haven't seen this many people, men, women, whoever, live tweeting a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody was tweeting about each play and talking about it on Twitter. It was like, when the Kentucky Wildcats are playing a great game and everybody, if you're on Twitter at the same time, it's everybody's like cheering about this, foul again, blah, 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 whatever. But anyway, it was a really, really good game and I'm just excited to be living in a time where I can watch Caitlin Clark play, who's just unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And then also see the attention to women's basketball that will hopefully be there for a long time. I grew up watching the Lady Vols. My grandparents were rabid Lady Vols fans, still are to this day. My grandmother heartbroken when they lost. Who did they lose to the other day? Well, they lost in the tournament. I think it was South Carolina that beat them. But anyway.
They love Pat Summitt.
They loved Pat Summitt. Loved her. I loved her.
Yeah.
Amazing woman. Gone far too soon. Anyway, so I'm a Hawkeyes fan for this season, I guess. Yeah. Jason Sudeikis was there.
Is he from Iowa?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was there cheering on Caitlin and then got to see her after the game.
In Ted Lasso, he's from Nebraska, I think. Isn't that where he coached?
I think so. Yeah.
I believe that to be true.
I do too.
I love that show. I should go back and rewatch that.
You should. That's a good show to rewatch. That's a good show because he has such great lines, such good writing for that character, and he's one of those that everything he says is so funny, you need to go back and watch it again to appreciate.
I watched the Steve Martin documentary.
Steve!
Yeah, and it was fascinating.
Yeah.
I identified with that guy in so many ways, but one of the things that Steve... He said, I never got a hug growing up. His dad was, somebody that just was nose to the grindstone. And he moved from, where did they come from? Oklahoma or Texas or someplace to near Hollywood this guy was going to be an actor. His dad, like his mother, Steve's mother encouraged her husband, Steve's father, to become an actor or something like that. And he didn't make it. Just couldn't make it, so he jumped into real estate, which was booming in the 50s. Mm-hmm. And Steve, as a little boy, heard that Disneyland was hiring. At 10 years old, he gets a job at Disneyland. He's like a paper boy selling the Disneyland Gazette. Aww. So you can find out what's happening that day. Yeah. He only had to work an hour, and then as payment, they give you a few nickels or something. But as payment, you get to go play at Disneyland all day.
Dude.
Free admission.
Dude. He
said, I saw the Hoop-de-Doo review or whatever at the theater they had, the Western Saloon Theater, and watched this guy do his cowboy funny act with magic. He said, I must have seen it like 800 times.
Oh, my gosh.
And that was his... introduction into show business.
And thought, I want to do this.
I want to do that. And then he got a job at being a magician at Disneyland. Mm-hmm. But man, did he struggle. Mm-hmm. And the bad reviews he got. And he never gave up. He gave himself to age 30. But before he hit 30, he landed on Saturday Night Live, got a few gigs. And then right after he turned 30, he was selling out not just theaters, arenas and stadiums. Mm-hmm. He was the biggest act. He was competing against the Rolling Stones and Fleetwood Mac.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And now his life's come. Then he walked away from it. And then 30, 40 years later, he's back at it, but now as a team with Martin Short.
You mean he walked away from doing live comedy?
Yeah.
And just focused
he went
on
to the
acting?
Movies. Because he goes, I didn't have an act where I was doing jokes. Mine was a concept. I was making fun of show business. I was making fun of comics who do show business. So I come up there in a very sarcastic parody of a stand-up act.
Yeah.
And people got it. They loved it. But,
yeah.
It's and seems like a very soft, gentle soul.
Yeah. What is it on, the documentary?
Apple. Yeah.
Nice.
I'd recommend it.
Okay. No, I do want to watch it. Love him. And have you watched Only Murders in the Building?
Nope. I may have watched one episode and I just I wasn't focused. And I couldn't quite get into it, so
It takes a minute to get into it.
passed on it.
Yeah, it takes a minute to get into it, but I really like it. And Martin Short, oh, love him. I love their friendship. Do you think Martin Short and Meryl Streep are dating?
I don't know.
Yes or no?
She wasn't. Although there was some images of Meryl Streep in movies with Steve Martin.
Yeah. The word on the street now is that
They are.
That they're
because they ignored that.
she,
They blew it off when people accused them of dating. You're dating.
yeah, and they're like, no, we're not. And so, but they've recently been seen out to dinner at I think a show. Was it a movie or a Broadway show? I can't remember what it was.
But they say they're just friends.
Exactly. So maybe they are, but I'm like, if they are, awesome. If they're not, and they're just friends, awesome. Imagine if your best friend is Meryl Streep. Imagine if your best friend is Martin Short. Are you kidding?
I think they'd be a good couple.
I think so too. Yeah, his wife sadly passed away, and then she recently revealed that she and her longtime husband have actually been separated for 6 years, probably almost 7 years now since she announced it. But yeah, so they're both single, and who knows? Who knows? Anything else good you're watching?
I was also watching Manhunt, the show about Lincoln. Well, his assassins. John Wilkes Booth and that bunch. I finished my Masters of the Air. It was good.
What are you doing?
That was bothering me. They were just sitting out there.
Oh, the phone? Oh,
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, I kept wanting to put my left hand there. I was like, there's a phone there. I'll
the government is calling.
I had to do my census today.
Yeah, what is that about?
Apparently, I belong to the United States.
And they need to know about it.
Yes.
Make sure you're still
Where
here.
have you been?
They need to make sure, they need to figure out your locale and what's going on with you. So what all kind of question? It was a long survey, right?
Yeah, I just thought I would go one.
Yeah, if they're like, here's the census. How many of there are you? One. But no, they ask,
No, they want to know about everything.
yeah, where you live, your income.
I sent them
your-
a stool sample.
Oh, good. They didn't ask for it, but you were like,
Three-legged.
a 3-legged stool sample?
Yes.
Jeez. Okay. Anyway, so you filled that out?
I filled that out. Have you gotten one?
No.
Yeah. Well,
I'm off the grid.
They said I was randomly chosen, but I got a feeling
They want to claim me.
Noah Day's up to something.
Oh.
Warn them about me.
If you could live in, if you had to
Well,
live.
don't let me forget. I got to pay some taxes, and I had those. But you were rushing me today when we were going to go do Driving Me Crazy. I was going to drop that in the mailbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the whipped cream vodka. We had a segment today on the show because the total solar eclipse is coming up. So Bridget, our producer, our executive producer, had Lee and I complete a challenge with the eclipse glasses on, which work great to look at the eclipse. But if you just put them on in your everyday life, they're just blackout glasses. You can't see anything. So we had to complete a series of challenges, one of which was pouring shots. And then for some reason, taking the shot. Lee took 2 full shots of whipped cream
I
vodka.
thought that's what we were supposed to do.
Well, I didn't because I had to work the rest of the day. So I just took a little sippy sip, which whipped cream vodka is so good, actually.
It was a little too sweet, especially the second one.
Sure.
Whew.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why Lee's been in rare form today.
I've not been in rare form. I'm always rare.
Annoying. I'm always rare. If you had to live in a different country today, where would you go?
Ghana.
Okay.
I don't know.
Congratulations. Here's your one-way ticket.
I don't know. I think I would probably enjoy my. Well, I mean, I think I could live anywhere really, but there's no language barrier in England. Mm-hmm. Most of Europe speaks English.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the country is?
Italy.
Oh, good.
I like Italy. I like the Italians.
Italians. I would say England or Australia.
Yeah, I could live down under. Mm-hmm. But every time you go to bed, is a venomous spider or snake going to kill me tonight?
Or a jacked up kangaroo.
Yeah, or a supermodel.
Yes. Elle McPherson can't get her out of my room.
Gosh.
Man. Elle McPherson made that cameo in one of my favorite childhood movies, Richie Rich.
Oh, yeah.
She was Macaulay Culkin's
I thought she
personal
was...
trainer. Oh, I know.
Oh, well, other than Cindy Crawford. But boy, that was a feast for the eyeballs.
Cindy Crawford still looks absolutely amazing. I haven't seen Elle in a long time. I don't know. Is she still
either.
modeling? I don't know.
I don't know.
You haven't kept up.
No,
You cut her off. You ghosted her.
She changed one of the digits when I asked for the number. I always hated that trick. Or she left one off.
Yeah. 9-1.
Yeah. She only gave me 6 digits.
Weird.
You ever done that? If a guy asks for your phone number, you give him a wrong number?
No, I would just be like, no, I'm sorry. Thank you, though.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, just
What if he's persistent?
when I was younger, I was better at being kind of cutthroat with men. When I was like a young woman, I'd be very much like, nah. But then that randomly.
Now, why is that?
If it was like, I remember, if it was someone I'd been friends with, this would happen to me occasionally, like a guy friend that I had for a very long time, then would suddenly profess feelings for me. And that I had a harder time turning them down. I always did, but like, there was a couple in my like 20s, a couple guys that were really good guy friends, and I really enjoyed their friendship. And then they said, "Hey, I've
They
developed
wanted
feelings
to
for
take
you."
it to the next level.
Yeah, and I just didn't, and I thought the world of them. But that was hard. It was very hard for me to say. I would say it. I'm so sorry. I don't feel the same way. But it would drag on and on for months because I'd feel.
You couldn't give them the hard no.
Yeah, because I wanted to spare their feelings, and I wanted us to stay friends. And I thought if I was very harsh about it, like, no, we wouldn't even have the friendship. So
I find
but if it was
you
like a random guy
hideous.
like that would ask me out at a bar or at an event or something, I had no problem being like, I'm so sorry, I'm just not interested.
So I love it when you buy me drinks, but I find you hideous.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's what they were doing. They were insisting they buy.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't want to ruin their plans.
Right. Yeah.
Sure. So anyway,
Yeah, that happened to me.
what happened to you?
Or a friend, escalated things.
Oh, tried to say, hey, I want to take this to the next, and you.
I said, enough with this Richard Lum.
Richard is a friend of yours, and coincidentally, your attorney. And he tried to take things. Is this when he tried to take things to the next level of becoming your attorney? And you couldn't say no.
I couldn't say no.
And you were like, fine.
Next thing you know, I'm helping him pass the bar.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing?
I have a beverage.
Oh, well, then you are so weird. Who cares if people see what drink you have?
I do. I care. It's not, it's just, I like, this is a platform where people are influenced. And that's worth something, I think.
Whatever.
Just like this Puma I'm wearing. You think this is free? No, ma'am. Puma pays me not to wear it. And
Most of my most lucrative deals.
I'm going to keep wearing it until the money comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
you know what? Do you have a thing for us?
No, but actually I have a couple of good questions.
Okay, good.
As you guys know, at the end of every episode that we answer viewer submitted questions or questions that our staff send to us, random topic ideas or questions that we have. Today, actually, I was just going to ask you a couple of my favorite icebreaker questions.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. You get to heaven.
All right.
You're there.
Yes.
Everything's great. You can solve any mystery you've wondered about your whole life. That person or whatever is there, you can solve it. What's the first mystery you're going to ask about as soon as you get there? It can be a conspiracy theory. It can be a death. It can be a kidnapping. It can be, the Loch Ness Monster. Is it real? So anyway, you get to heaven. The first mystery you're getting solved is what? You go straight to the Lord and Savior and say, what the heck?
What's that about? Right. Well, why didn't Patino put somebody on the ball?
Sure.
Why did they break the huddle and think, let's just give Grant Hill a free pass to throw it all the way, full length of the court to a guy who hasn't missed a shot all night? Why? And why does he still say he'd do it the same way?
Yeah. My answer for the longest time has been JonBenet Ramsey. What happened? But I recently had this conversation with friends, and my friend said, oh, no. For me, it's are ghosts real?
Are ghosts real?
That's the first question I'm going to ask. Are supernatural? Is it real? Are people seeing things? Is it real in a different way that we just don't think about?
Can I couch this for you? You, in the afterlife, as a spirit, are going to your maker to ask if ghosts are real.
Ghosts on Earth.
Yeah.
That's different.
Well, I will say this. In the Bible, Jesus says to the disciples after the resurrection, I'm real, I'm not a ghost. Or he
yes,
says,
that's
I'm not a
right.
ghost.
Why would he say that?
Why would he say that? Now, you want my theory on ghost?
I've heard it before, but
Well, tell me what my theory is.
it's where extreme emotion or something happened and it's trapped there. That was just like you.
No.
That's
Well,
a good theory. You
you're
think like if
close.
something traumatic happened.
Psychic energy is released
Yes.
into materials that we don't realize can record things, and it's a playback.
Yeah.
So
it's just a repeat of what already happened.
Yeah, but it may not be the moment, but that's where it gets weird because we're not actually seeing the trauma. We're seeing this person or this thing walk around.
Yeah. Yeah. Noah, same question to you. The question where it's an icebreaker. You get to heaven. What's the first mystery that you've wondered your whole life that you get to finally ask about and get the answer? Mine was JonBenet Ramsey, that murder. And then secondly, are ghosts real? How does all the supernatural stuff work? Lee's was, what was yours?
He wouldn't understand it.
Oh, Lee's was about Duke and Kentucky basketball. Why didn't they cover him?
Aliens. Are they real?
Oh, great answer.
Alien.
Great answer. How? That might be the new top answer. Because think, I mean, we've all wondered about that, and really, there are very few people that are, I think, really confident in saying yes or no.
I have this discussion all the time.
With my alien who lives next door.
Yes. I don't buy it.
Okay. Well, Noah, report back when you get to heaven.
And I don't
Send us
buy
a
it.
little telly through the ghosts that I found out
I'm
already.
not convinced there are no aliens. I just don't buy it when you realize scientifically the razor thin edge that life is sustainable on where we live. One or two things in a microcosm of measurement is off,
Yeah.
whether it be the moon, the sun, or our distance, or the tilt. Life is dead.
Yeah.
It is improbable that we even exist. Improbable.
But not totally.
So to recreate that from an explosion out to the Big Bang or whatever you want to think happened, yeah, I just don't think it happened.
All right. If the three of us all get to heaven and we get to meet there one day, we all gather these, guys, we'll divvy up these questions. We all get the answers.
When he has that microphone on, don't you know you
I
sound
can
like
hear
you're
a little
at Carnegie
reverb.
Hall?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I feel, let's all divvy up. We'll get the answers to these questions, and then we all come back and convene. I'm going to start running at you and be like, I saw the ghost question. Yeah. And then New will drop his alien info, and then you come in with the answer about Rick Pitino's coaching.
What about Jonah? Now, is that allegory?
Oh.
Or
was
did that
he
really happen?
in the belly of a whale?
But would it be a whale? Because whales have tiny throats.
Whale.
They're mammalian and they don't have it. Now, a shark, the shark, what's the shark whale? The whale shark?
Yes.
Maybe you get swallowed by that thing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how you sustain, but.
Or is it a type of whale that we don't have anymore?
Right,
That
maybe
might have
it
had a
went
bigger.
extinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next icebreaker question.
All right. We should be doing shots.
We should. We already touched on this, but I think it was maybe on the TV show, not on the podcast. If someone was, and this might seem a little sacrilegious, but it's not. When you take communion, it is I saw this on TikTok, and a girl said, when you take communion, it is the body and blood of Christ.
Yes.
For Christians, in remembrance of his sacrifice. Yeah. If someone was to drink something and eat something to remember you, let's say you're apart or you've passed away, what beverage and food item would symbolize you
me.
to those who knew you? Like, what beverage and food item do you consume the most or most regularly that people would be like, oh, this reminds me of Lee?
Well,
Start with beverage.
Yoo-hoo.
When have you ever drank a Yoo-hoo?
I don't. But I just thought, what would represent me?
Yoo-hoo.
Are you going to sum me up in a cocktail? It'd probably be an old-fashioned.
An old-fashioned.
Oh, by the way, the other day I had drinks at that new place, the
The Obstinate Sun in Lexington. Yeah,
and
you said new bar, yeah.
they did an old-fashioned with Bananas Foster.
Oh, wow. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, Banana Foster's thing, and then they put...
What's a Banana Foster
Bananas
thing?
Foster, and they put...
I know what that is, but what do you mean The dessert? They put it in the drink?
Well, that's what they call the old-fashioned they do, and they put a banana chip in there.
Oh, love a banana chip.
It's good.
Love a banana chip.
Anyway, they do a good job.
That sounds amazing. And then the food item?
Oh, I got to have some. Yeah, that'd be a Pop-Tart.
Delicious. What flavor?
Strawberry frosting.
Oh, so good. Mm-hmm. Everyone, please take a piece of your strawberry frosted Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
And a sip of your old fashioned. For me, it would be any flavor of sparkling water.
Yeah.
And
so this would be like a
Grillo's,
toast.
Yes, this would be a toast in your memory.
At your funeral.
At your wake, at your funeral. And then mine would be a crisp dill pickle. A dill pickle slice or a chip, and preferably Grillo's brand. I'm obsessed with the Grillo's brand.
I want to repeat a joke that you'll be mad at because you don't want me to repeat jokes, but I just want to hear myself say it.
I know you do.
So I
and
can,
as we know
laugh.
earlier in this podcast, nothing I say means anything to you. So go ahead with your joke.
My favorite wake story
Sure.
is when a man lost his wife, and they're carrying her out of the house. And they go around a corner, but they accidentally bump the wall. They drop the casket. It revives her.
Oh, wonderful.
She lives for another 5 years.
5 more years together.
But then she passes. Oh, man. Funeral happens again. The wake begins. They decide to carry her out.
Wasn't a waste of money on that first funeral.
Right.
As they pass I got to teach that boy about timing. I mean, good God. He doesn't even listen to the tone or tenor that I'm doing right now. He jumps in. You know, what's the point? Should I even finish the joke?
Yes. I loved it, though. Oh, I loved it.
He's going to get a beating later.
She lives 5 years more.
Oh, yeah.
She dies again, poor thing. This woman can't stay alive.
And as they are making the corner, the husband says, "Boys, watch that wall."
Man, good joke. And that would have hit so much
It would have hit
harder.
with rhythm.
Sure.
It would have hit with rhythm.
I've never seen Lee does like one of Lee's pet peeves, and a lot of people, but especially Lee, because he is a comic, is when someone interrupts or says your punchline before you get to say it. It's like, what are you doing? It'd be like if you're a master pianist and then someone else brings in their little keyboard and plays your song right before 2 seconds before you get done playing it. One of the times I've seen Lee most irritated, but most having to hold it in, was a guy that we used to work with. He had, let's say his name was BJ.
Okay.
And one time someone made a joke. It was an Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd Lincoln joke. Mm-hmm. And it was something about Abe riding something. And you said, that's not the... you were making a crude joke about he and Mary Todd, and it was going to be really funny the way you were weaving this joke. Yeah. And this BJ person steps in and says what he thinks the joke is going to be, and it was.
Oh, it was. He got it right?
Yes. Yeah. And we were in studio about to tape our show, mic's up and everything, and you just were like, great joke there, buddy. Great joke. And it was so funny.
After I'd built
you'd weave this gorgeous story,
and he came and squatted on it,
and then goes, "Oh yeah, sorry."
I don't remember that, but is that the old place?
No, that was here.
Oh, it was here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh yeah, I kind of remember that.
Old BJ.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Anyway, okay. Nua, question: food and drink. If we to toast in remembrance of you.
Chex Mix, L8.
Oh, L8. Kentucky-centric ginger drink beverage. Mm-hmm. And Chex Mix. The best part of the Chex Mix, and I don't want to hear anything else about it, are those weird little brown crackers in there. What? They have the most flavor.
No, I like those too. They're salty.
They have the most flavor.
They got a little pop to it.
Wait, are you talking about the ones that are like covered with the... It's like the normal cracker, but then it's covered with like the round
It's
stuff.
a dark.
It's like a dark brown, like...
Yeah.
They're good. You're not talking about like the crisps.
It's in Chex Mix.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Gardetto's.
Gardetto's?
Chex Mix is different. Sorry. It's the same flavor profile, but Gardetto's is a brand of snack mix, and Chex Mix is that same flavor profile, but made with Chex cereal. I apologize.
I'll just let you know. I don't know what's in Chex Mix. But there's stuff I would not eat alone.
Snacks.
I mean, I would eat.
There's some throwaway stuff in there.
I wouldn't do it.
Same thing with Gardettos.
But I don't
never
throw
finished
anything
them all.
away.
I don't
When I
either.
grab a handful and I eat all of it because it creates a flavor profile
It
that
does.
these geniuses over at the Chex Mix Laboratory have put together for us.
Let me tell you who I want to open mouth kiss. If she'll have me. My favorite snack now are those
Little Debbie.
damn Dots pretzels. Oh,
yeah.
right? I cannot.
Are they the sticks?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the flavor.
They're buttery. Is that correct?
She has like 10 different flavors now, sweet old Dot. She's got like 10 different flavors now. Every time I get a bag and I see her picture on the back, I just want to kiss the picture. Because I'm like, Dot, you cracked the code on the perfect pretzel snack. Because for me, pretzels I've always been a throwaway snack. I'm always like, they're fine. Those Dot's pretzels, holy Lord.
What's Dot look like?
I think she's a gorgeous Midwestern woman. Probably 50s. Okay. She made these in her house for her friends and family, I think, and then started selling them.
I think I've had them. They're sticks.
They're sticks. They're little short sticks.
Yes.
They're heaven on earth.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good for dipping beer cheese.
Sure.
And they're buttery, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Dorothy Hank, Henke.
Sure.
Dorothy Hankey.
Dorothy Hankey. Fine, we'll say
Yeah,
Hankey.
okay. That's Dot's pretzel.
Hankey, Hankey.
And where did they originate? Where's she from? North Dakota or something?
I'll get back to you in just
All right,
a
he'll get
second.
back to us.
Yeah, sure.
Dorothy, we can't thank you enough. Okay.
Yeah.
You changed the game, baby girl. You changed the game.
Dot's Pretzels.
Dots pretzels.
Ask for it by name.
Yes, I think I had one other icebreaker question, but I'm blanking on it.
Oh,
The mystery.
no.
She is from
Food
North
and drink.
Dakota.
North Dakota. See, I'm telling you, I spend time reading the back of that bag every single time.
Minot.
Minot, North Dakota. We met some people. Soon you'll see. We tried out the new Pedal Pub in Lexington recently, and you'll see that soon on the Lee and Hayley show. And the couple that owns it, they are from North Dakota.
Why did you embarrass me when I said to those folks, as I try to relate to them, I said, when I say, oh, the crappies are biting good on the bottom there, to try to make them feel a bit of home, you roll your eyes and then apologize to these people for that. Why?
Gosh, I just saw the glazed over look in their eyes.
Because they were missing home and they were transfixed by hearing a familiar
I
accent.
think, Lee, they were trying so hard to be polite.
To you.
To you.
To you.
To you.
Because you're apologizing. They're like, what is wrong with her? She's so cruel.
What?
To this friendly fella. To this friendly fella. From up in the parts there.
They're not from Minnesota.
Yeah, that's where they came from there.
They're from North Dakota.
North Dakota, yeah, sure. That's the place there that they did the thing there.
Oh, Bobby, don't you know?
No, that did the thing there. What's the thing that the show that what's her face was in? That's married to the Coen brothers there. You know who I'm talking about there?
I don't, Lee.
Yeah, you do there.
Stop talking like that.
Why did you apologize? I don't need you
sometimes
to.
I think, I don't know.
Why couldn't you?
'Cause
You know
sometimes-
what you should have
you
done?
know what I should
Why
have
not
done?
point to me and say,
Wow.
Lee Cruz, everybody. There he is. That's my guy.
All right,
Why couldn't you have said that?
Okay. Well,
Instead of, I'm so sorry.
okay. Well, let me.
He's special.
Do you want me to answer or not? I think sometimes because I hear a lot of your jokes over and over and over and over again, I feel like the other people have too. So I've heard you make that joke a million times. So when I forget that it's their first time hearing it.
Nua, would you rather hear the same joke over and over or the same complaint over and over? And there is the dichotomy between us.
Joke.
Thank you.
Well,
Here she goes.
I'm not going to complain. If I had a Dots pretzel right now, I'd break it over your head and shove it up your nose
That might hurt.
and say, that's from Dorothy and
Let's
I.
go get some Dots pretzels.
Let's do it.
What could we dip it in? Beer cheese?
Beer cheese. Beer cheese would be great. French onion dip. I love French onion dip.
I do too. That's underrated. Oh, with the Lay's potato chip.
Oh my gosh, a ruffle.
French. Oh,
So you
the
can really get a
ruffle.
lot of the dip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't remember what comic it was, but it was right when Fritos came out with the scoops.
Love a scoop.
Yeah. And that's just
I can
what
really
America,
shovel a lot
and
of
his
salsa.
point was that's just what America needs. a shovel-like device to put more fat in our body.
Yeah. Hey, salsa's got no fat in it. It's just all veggies. Now, if you're doing the queso game, that's different.
I love queso.
How brave of you to say.
If I get a dog, I may name him Queso. Queso Cruz.
Oh my gosh.
Here comes
great.
Queso
That's
Cruz.
fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Hey, Queso.
Charlie, go get you a bite of queso.
No,
No?
Charlie, don't you bite
Did
queso.
you give my dog chicken?
I cannot recall.
Dang it, I really thought I was going to get you. I'm going to give queso some uncooked chicken.
That's
what?
fine.
That's not fine.
He's a dog.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, he can eat
I
it.
don't know though.
I mean, if it's gone bad, I don't want him eaten. I don't know how many dogs I had.
Did you have dogs growing up?
Yes.
Really?
I had Sam, I had Groucho, I had Lady, I had Tuffy.
Sounds like your gang.
I had
It
butter-
sounds like you grew up in the 20s and these are my cronies.
What do? Dance?
Sam, Lady, Groucho.
Butterball.
Put your dancing shoes on.
Yeah.
We're going to town.
Right. And
It's the roaring 20s. What could possibly go wrong?
and every one of those guys and one gal, well, two gals, they would eat a frog and then throw it up.
Yeah.
And there would always be a frog laying there in the yard. Who ate this frog
For
and
us,
threw
it
it
was
up?
mice. The dogs would do,
they'd
but
eat
the
'em.
cats would leave dead mice on the back. Well, because they thought they were giving you a gift. Yeah. My mom, who was always barefoot when she'd open the door to let the dogs out, she'd many a time as a child,
on
my
a
mom would
dead
step on a
rat.
dead mouse and go, Perry. That's my dad's name. Come get this thing.
Well, I hope it's your
She'd
dad's
say-
name. Otherwise, there's scandal in Lebanon.
And that's when the family fell apart. My mother's lover left a dead mouse on the porch.
That's the last thing Perry needs to hear. Aunt steps on a dead rat. She yells, Larry! Who?
What?
Who's
You
Larry?
think my mom's married to Perry and is having an affair with a man named Larry.
I figured she likes
And then
alliteration.
buries her lost love.
Yeah. You got to keep it close.
Oh, me. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for the Lee and Hayley Overtime podcast this week. Coming up on the show, we do have some very exciting news coming your way soon about the Lee and Hayley podcast network. We are our Lee and Hayley show network.
The broadcast
The
network.
broadcast network. So
Yes.
stay tuned. Not exactly sure when we're going to get to make those big announcements, but soon, either here on the podcast and on air. So stay tuned
We'll do both.
for that.
Was that Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie, I think I hear him playing with.
He needs more chicken.
What do you mean more?
Oh, did I say that?
Okay. All right.
We want to thank Shun Lee
Yes.
for providing us with this opportunity to talk about those guys because they sponsor this podcast. Again, go see our friends Shun Lee. It is the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky. You can go see them at 111 Woodland Avenue.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. Subscribe, rate, review, etc., wherever you get your podcasts. Also, thank you if you're watching us on the Kentucky Sports Radio YouTube channel. You can also watch there. And then watch the Lee and Hayley Show. Weekdays in Lexington, Kentucky, our home market. As of now, we are on ABC 36, 4 p.m. weekdays. But we are also in North Carolina, Georgia, and Mississippi as well. And we love our viewers in the surrounding states.
You know, we may make the announcement that you alluded to over at Shun Lee for the podcast version. Maybe we'll broadcast.
Maybe we'll do a live podcast there.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Go Iowa. Or if you want to cheer for someone else, go ahead. But anyway, I feel like we're all Iowa Hawkeye fans right now.
What about on the men's side? NC State?
Go Wolf. I nearly said Wolfgang.
Go Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. Go Wolfpack, baby.
I'll go Wolfpack. If they don't win, I'll go Alabama.
Guys, I do want to shout out myself right here. I had NC State in the Final Four on my bracket. How? I don't know, but I got it right, baby. So go Wolfpack.
Yeah. I like for those guys to win it.
Yeah, they're the only team I got correct in the Final Four. So anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of March Madness. Check out our show. Thanks for
See you
listening to the
later.
podcast. Goodbye.